What's up, everybody? This is version 99, and today we're going to be looking at Medical Bay cloning and the twisted immortality that EVE players have, at least in game. Now, the main way we express the fact that we capsuleer pilots basically live forever. When we lose ships, we end up in this, the hydrostatic capsule. Part life support system, part escape pod, and part control mechanism. These pods connect us to our ships, which we then command with our minds. When the capsule is destroyed, a process takes place inside wherein the person inside is killed and immediately scanned. All their neural patterns are all scanned within the course of a nanosecond. If you were alive, this would hurt a lot. It's called the burning scanner. Fortunately, they administer a near-instant neurotoxin in the base of your skull that kills you before you feel the scan. So every capsule pilot doesn't die of explosive decompression, they actually die of neurotoxin poisoning. The data is then sent via a transmitter inside capsule to a clone bay where the data is transferred into a clone that then wakes up and becomes you. And to demonstrate, I'm going to undock and self-destruct my capsule. Now, normally you would just use the station's interface to do this, but I'm one for dramatic effect. Now, you can move with the capsule, but there are a lot of situations where you may not be able to escape. If, for example, your ship is caught in a warp interdiction bubble in null security, it'll stop pods too. And people do use their immortality in interesting ways to travel across large spaces of the galaxy without having to travel the intervening distance. For example, when this capsule blows up, I'll end up back in Judah. Now, if I had my medical clone set further away, or I was further away, it would just mean that even if I go on a long trek to get in a fight, if I get blown up in a fleet battle, I don't have to fly back in a pod to reship. I can just self-destruct. sit and wait, and eventually I'll be brought back to my medical station system, which is more than likely my staging system. Now it's time to go boom. And there's my frozen corpse. And as you can see, transferring consciousness. And we're back in a capsule. And you can see I got a little clone activation notice. They've changed the message you get too. This one tells you when your last clone creation was. As you can see, I do occasionally die, but it's no big deal. Death is not a serious setback in this game. Another important reason to always fly, always be mindful of flying what you can afford to lose, because you're going to lose it. There's one constant in this game, it is destruction. And it's only a matter of time before your name comes up in the lottery. But the good news for newer players is that your gear is very cheap and easy to produce, so you don't stand to lose as much. Whereas I stand to lose a great deal if I lose an expensive ship. Because I've got enough skill points to be able to fly some really expensive ships like my Macarial. I would be very less than happy if I lost my Macarial. Anyway, we're going to head back to Karama. So you can just see that the capsule can travel on its own. It only goes 3 AU a second, but it aligns very quickly. Which means unless someone has a fast locking ship, you can usually run. If you're in high or low security. Bubbles, though, are a problem. Bubbles will mess you up. Now, there's a specific service related to clones and jump clones in stations. Now, the actual service itself is actually a throwback to an earlier time in EVE when you actually had to upgrade your clone to hold your skill points. Thankfully, this was done away with because it just made fighting so expensive for high SP characters. I was being charged like 30 million ISK just to upgrade my clone to be able to hold my skill points regardless of the type of ship I was using. So it helped push the meta towards the use of bigger and bigger ships, because you don't want to fly around a 5 million-esque ship, with a 20 million-esque skill point pod in it. You lose more in the pod than you do in the value of the ship itself. So that was a big push. That was a big motivator to push people towards larger ships in combat. Of course, now the pendulum swung the other way. There's a lot of high SP characters using a lot of low value ships, and then some of them are just souping it up with implants. So they end up back at square one. So long as they get potted, they still lose tons of money on their implants. But the implants give them a definitive advantage most of the time. Now this is the actual clone bay screen. Here you can set your current station. You can either just click here, it's a set home station, and the first option will be the station you're in, if it has this medical service option. Second option will be, as you can see, this is the home system of the school I belong to. If you get stuck in null security or anywhere else, you can't get away home, you've always got a way out. Third option is, if you're in a player corporation, any of your corporation's offices. So if you joined up with a corporation that lived in null security, they may tell you you could set your medical clone to a certain station out there. You would then pay for it, of course, and that costs about 100,000 credits, as you can see. And once you do that, the name here will change, and you can just click self-destruct, and you'll be transported to that place that you've designated. Normally, if the station does not have this medical service, you just have to, like I do what I did, and undock, self-destruct your pod. We have jump clones. Now I have enough for 9 jump clones. This is essentially you getting, in addition to your medical clone, installing other versions of yourself in new locations. This is good for switching implant sets. And there's a pretty significant cooldown timer on this. It starts at, I want to say, 24 hours and can go down to 19. It costs 900,000 credits to use the service, and it's not available to alpha players, unfortunately. They're not able to train the requisite skill. And once these are installed, you can use them pretty much anywhere. As you can see, I've got a few jump clones sitting around. Some of them are in hostile territory. I just leave them there. I'll eventually delete them or Maybe I'll do some market fuckery and just use their market and toy with them. Haven't decided. Little market guerrilla warfare. Of course, it'd be more viable if this character had better marketing skills, but hey, you can always train more skills in Eve. Now, there is a way to set your home station if you don't have this service. A lot of stations out there do not have clone bays. However, you can still set your medical clone to that location. Just dock at the desired station. See, you can highlight the name here up in the top corner and right click. Choose set home station. Click yes if you got the money, and it will set your medical clone to the station that you're in, and you won't need the clone bay. In order to set up a jump clone in a station without a clone bay, you must first travel to any other station and set up a jump clone. From there, once you've set up an additional jump clone somewhere else, move your clone to the desired station, dock, and anytime you jump, any clone you jump out of enters your list as a jump clone in the character sheet. So they're not one-shot deals. So, for example, if I jump to this clone in Mastakomon, obviously when I jump to it, Mastakomon will come off this list, and there will be a new entry for Karama Moon 5, or Planet 5, Moon 20, Ishikone Corporation Factory, which is where I'm at now. I'll also get the implant, this Gypsy CPU implant, put into the character's head. So it is important that whenever you jump clone, the system will make sure that you turn off your training for a time. So open up your training queue, hit pause training. From there you can click jump. It'll tell you that it's going to cost you 900,000 credits to jump. You pay the man, your screen goes blank, you wake up, and you're somewhere else in a new station. And if you change regions or types of stations, you'll know you've gone because the corporation will change and the background may change depending on if you go from one race's station type to another. Once that's done, remember to resume your training, close the skill window, and go about your business. Overall, it's a little bit to get around, but once you get the hang of it, the cloning system can come in handy. Once you've been around a bit and you can set up clones in different parts of space, you can basically travel wherever you want largely with impunity. It's just a matter of making sure you have assets to fly when you get there. And if you don't, well, you'll get a rookie ship. The game will always give you a rookie ship if you have no other ships in a station. But that'll do it for this episode. I'm Erzio99, and I'll see you next time.